and something more? Have you still tried and still failed? Perhaps you failed because there was something more that was needed to bring you success the life you were seeking at last. As just said, the whole is equal to the same. All the parts of it is greater than any one is its parts. This can be related, assimilated, and is applied to every result to achievement. Conversely, any part is smaller than the whole. Therefore, it's important that you add all the necessary parts to complete the whole. A negative mental attitude is one of the most of the primary cases. Failure. You may be needlessly ignorant of facts, universal laws and power. You may know many of them, but fail to apply them to a specific need. You may not know how to effect use control, harmonize with powers known and unknown. When you seek success with PMA, you keep trying. You keep succeeding to find something more. Failures experience why these throws. Those who, when they experience defeat, stop trying to find something more. It's easy when you learn this something more and experience the know-how. Give a puzzle to a child and he may not solve it. If he keeps trying and learns how to solve it, he can then work it quickly. You aren't a child. And sometime more. But perhaps there are several of life puzzles you would like to solve. You can solve them more easily with PMA. For example, there once was a songwriter who wrote a song but couldn't get it published. Called Jeff Johans bought it out and added something more. The something more made causes and Johans' fortune. He merely added the little words he paused in heresy. Thomas Edison tried more than 10,000 experiments before he developed a successful incandescent lamp. And what after each defeat he kept searching for something more until he found what he was looking for. When the unknown become unknown, known to him, innumerable cells, electric light, all of which could be manufactured by it, was necessary only to apply the universal laws, or that is, all which had always existed but which had not been seen, previously recognized, and applicable stores for the specific invention. There are many kits and prevention for disease, but at a given time they may be unknown. The medical and preventative efforts police was unknown until this Dr. Johannes Edwards always used principle of his universal law that were previously not applied by the medical profession for the prevention of this treated disease. You may make $1 million by employing and success formula. If you lose your money, you can make another million and even more. That's provided the formula and is applied. Suppose you didn't recognize the formula and helped you make your first million. You may fail in your second attempt because you deviated from the principles of success that are applicable on your succeed on your second attempt. You may need to adjust. You may need to make a adjustment for changing conditions, but the principles will remain the same. Or whilst individuals succeeded in flying because they added something more. Many inventors came exceedingly close to inventing the Air Force Force right before and used the same principles that is were employed by others, but this added something more that is created any visions, inventions, start your mind creators first of that start your any work. Succeed the positive mental attitude and new combinations so that they succeed, but and each way all the others felt is there something more for each data. Simple they attach movable flap of each particular design to the case of each being source plot. Flaps could control them and is maintain the plan's calculations. These flaps but these four main stats of the modern ALS. You'll notice there's common denominators to which all these success stories in each case. The secret ingredient was the application of this previously unapplied universal law that made this difference. So, if you are standing on the threshold of success without being able to pass over and try editing something more, it needn't to be much. The book says what all it is look I took to make him to tune. Tiny flaps were all it took to make a airplane felt. It isn't necessarily the quality of success, something more, and what is the inspired quality that counts. Why did the Superman's supercode decide that Alligators Graham Bell invented the telephone? Many persons claim it to which have invented the telephones before Alligator Graham fell. Among those who held its private patients were Cray, Edison's Tollers, and Mr. Tongless, Pendleton Files and Phillips Hayes was the only one who apparently came close to success. The little difference that made you think differences was a single screw. This didn't. No, that is if he had turned at only one screw on quarter of turn he fought. Habits transport interrupted current into continuously current, then he would have been successful. In United States Supreme Court case, the court noticed that race knew that it had between tonnage orders in transmit. Speech-wise electricity is very apparent for in this first paper he said as soon as it's possible to produce and where it and in any manner vibration whose curves self with the same as thought omniscient given tone or combination of tones. We shall receive this same inspiration. Inspiration has that tone combination of tones would have produced on its use and something more. The court's fathers noticed this is discovered how to produce musical tones, but he trained more. He could sing Thorish's appreciations, but he couldn't talk. From the fingers to this, and he has concert his. As in this case of his pride, brothers and his success, something more well added was after compatibility simple. He switches from his intermittent to his continuous current. It's only type which capable of which reproduces them humans with speech. These two currents are exactly the same. Direct current, intermittent, means it's breaking with a slight pause, especially clear. Well kept each circuit open instead of breaking the circuit intermittently as races a turn. At turn, the court concluded the research never thought of it, and he fell to intermittent transmit speech telegraphically felicitated, and he succeeded under such a circumstance. It's impossible to hold that it's race to it. watch and its anticipation of the discovery of all the tools follow, institutes fall, but not follow, and banish succeed. They different between these two we succeed, different between failure and a success. Failure and success. If races had kept on, they might have found out his way to succeed. But he stopped and felt. Bell took up his work and carried it into a successful result. His silent senior partner inspired him to succeed. Archie Letonis, filled of a heavy earth, moving equipment motivated thousands of persons with his emotional inspiration speech. In the theatre talks, he referred repeatedly to my senior partner. He told about the inspiration and himself received from this partner. He had little more education, but these farmers' feats of engineering that is assortation, assorting, as subquotations on this creator suburbs damage Napata ignorance, lost fortune, and because he ran into an unexpected starts of rock, the cost of traveling across these rocks was more than he had calculated. He had calculated stimulating his contact, so he bent his there. Then you start your new patient there. But his success positive mental attitude broke thank fulfill his end of the pain. But since he had broken this, he lost his temptations, turned to his prayers. How did he pray? But he acts by the essence, by expressing gratitude, profound gratitude. It's a fantastic case we can say for what he had. Slapped a sound great. It's the end of the story.